All right, so now it's running, right? It's in the running state now. If you refresh it, now we are going to use this self-hosted integration runtime to move a file from my on-premises to Azure environment, right? So I'll go to storage account and I'll quickly create one new storage account. Again in demo RG, I'll call this uh, demo data lake 001, right? It's there. Each US standard uh, instead of geo redundant, locally redundant storage. And within advanced, I'll go and enable hierarchical namespace to create this as a data lake. All right, not just a normal storage account. We'll just take 2 minutes to get created. We'll just wait for it. Click on create here. We'll just wait for it. It's almost done. So this is also done. Let's go to the resource. Containers. And add a new container here. And I'll call this data container. Click on create. This is done. Now one thing I'll do is I'll go to access control and I'll give my data factory access to this particular storage account. So if you search by blob, you'll get storage blob data contributor. So we've already done all of this, right, in the previous sections when I was showing you how you give access onto your storage account. So it's a managed identity. If you select the members, you'll be able to see the managed identity from the dropdown. So there's a data factory resource here, and I see data factory. Click on select. What I'm giving storage blob contributor role to an IC data factory onto the storage account. Just review and assign this. And one more change I'll make is in the settings section, I'll go to configuration now. So here I'll have public access disabled. I'll enable it, blob anonymous access, and save it. All right. So if I go back and come back here, I should see, okay. So this happens sometimes. That is why I went back and came back. Even after saving it, right, it does not get saved in the first attempt. So you have to try again. In second, it will always work. So then, now coming back to my data factory, I'll create a pipeline now, right? So I'll click on create new pipeline. And here I want to add a copy data activity to move the data from my on-premises environment to, so I'll call this on-prem copy, right? So that is the name of this activity that I've given, or sorry, pipeline that I've given. And my source now, I'll have to create the data set along with the link service. So I'll click on new. And now I will be connecting to a file system. All right, I'll select file system, click on continue. The file is in text format, so I'll select binary copy, click on continue. On-prem source. On-prem source. I need to create a new link service. And this new link service is basically to help me connect to my on-prem. All right. This link service that you'll be creating here will help you connect to your on-prem resource. All right. So for this, what you have to do is you'll have to go back to your virtual machine now. All right. So let's open the VM. One thing I'll do here is this connect via integration runtime. I'll select my integration runtime now. All right. So instead of selecting the default Azure integration runtime, we have to change the integration runtime because now we want to connect to the virtual machine here. So let's remove this. And what I'll do is I'll copy this path, C data. All right. C data will copy and I'll paste it over here in the host with the location of wherever you want to connect to. All right. Now the username and password for that virtual machine, I'll say VM admin was the username, right? And password I'll put. If you test connection now, let's see what happens. Let me load. This username and password is your virtual machine username and password. All right, this is a username and password for the virtual machine that you created. So when we're creating the VM, right? If I run this again, see, it asks me to enter the username and password to connect to the VM. So this is VM admin and the password. All right. So the connection failed. It says access is not allowed. Now, what is this access? Who's blocking this access? So what we have to do is, in order to enable this access, this is basically a folder path validation that we need to change. Now, where this needs to be changed, it needs to be changed in the virtual machine itself. All right. So when I go back to my virtual machine and I go to desktop, oh sorry, I go to this PC. If I go to C drive here, after C drive, let's go to program files, right? In program files, I'll be able to see Microsoft integration runtime. I have to open it. I have to go to 5.0, right? And here I have this shared folder. All right. So within this shared folder, I need to run a command. So if I want to open command prompt in this location, right? In some machines, you'll find it over here, open a command prompt in this location. Or what you can do is you can click over here and just type CMD and hit enter. So what it does, it opens a command prompt in that very same location wherever you are. So I'll zoom in a bit. Now you have to put in a command here. All right. That command, you can save it. All right. It will work with all the machines, right? Whichever machine you are using, you have to, use the same command. So what's the command? It's dot backslash. Let me type here. It's dot backslash dmg cmd, all right, dmg cmd dot exe, and then hyphen capital D disable, capital L local, capital F folder, capital P path, capital V validation. All right, you will have to run this in this location. So you either open command prompt and then traverse to this location, or you can, as I said, right, just uh, go to C drive, open C drive, open program files, open Microsoft integration runtime, open 5.0, open shared, and just go to this top search bar. No, this, path, wherever you have this path, right, on the top. You just type CMD and you hit enter, and it will bring you to this command prompt over here. And here you have to type this command dot backslash dmgcmd.exe hyphen disable local folder path validation. That's it. Just hit enter and it's done. All right. This is now done. If I open my, sorry, if I open over here my data factory again and try to test the connection again, let's see what happens. It'll take some time because now it's not just validating within the Azure resource, it's now trying to validate onto a virtual machine. All right. So it'll take some time. Until now, everything is clear or not? Whatever we did. Now it says connection successful. All right. So why is this connection successful? Because I went to that shared folder, right? And then I executed that command dmgcmd.exe disable local folder path validation. I'll create this link service now. So it's created. So I'm now in C data. If I try and open browse this location, I'll be able to see my file. All right. The file that I had kept in that location. So once the file loads, right, you'll be able to directly see your on-prem environment through your data factory, through cloud, through Azure, right? So what are we doing? We are connecting to that virtual machine now. See, sample text, it's present here. Click on OK. So this is the file that I'll be moving. So my on-prem source is created. I'll go to the sync, a new sync data set, and I want to put it into my data lake storage. Click on continue. In the binary format itself, I'll put this as cloud destination, right? Sorry. So on-prem source, cloud destination, new link service required for data lake. I'll select my data lake here. Let me select the subscription first. Then let me select the storage account, demo data lake that I created, and let's click on test the connection. Rest everything you leave as it is default. So create this link service. So now I'll just select the container where I need to save this. So I need to save this in the data container. I'll select it and I'll click on OK. And this is done, right? My pipeline is created. I can click on add trigger now to start this. What happened? Okay, wait, sorry, I did not publish it. So first you have to publish it, right? Without publishing, it does not get saved. Once it is published, we can run it and see the changes. So publishing is successful. Let's trigger it. Trigger now. Click on OK. So it's now running my pipeline. I can view the pipeline run. So this is my virtual machine, right? This is inside my virtual machine. So what I'm doing, I'm within the virtual machine. If you want, I can minimize this also and increase the size like this so that it looks does not look as a part of my system. All right. Now here, if I go to my folders and within C drive, I have created this folder called, where did it go? Where's the data folder go? I think it will be on the top. Yeah, data folder is here, and this sample text present in my virtual machine. What I'm doing, I'm trying to move it to Azure. So now it is also successful. I can see the output. Data read, data written, files read, files written. Let's go to the storage account and confirm whether the data movement between the on-prem environment and my cloud environment happened or not. All right, so if I click on data, I am able to see the sample text. If I open this file, I should be able to see the text that I had written when I go to the edit section. This is the demo for SHIR. So is this clear now? How do you install the integration runtime on personal machines and then make use of it in order to connect to Azure and then move your data between on-prem and cloud? Is that clear? So for any interviews, if you sit right and the interviewer is asking about data factory, and the question is how do you move data from your on-prem to cloud using Azure Data Factory? How do you do that? You use something called as a self-hosted integration runtime, right? You install the integration runtime on the machine from where you want to move the data to Azure, and then from that machine you just create a link service and it will help you connect to that location wherever your data is, and the Azure pipeline, data factory pipelines basically will help you move that data from place A to place B. Is this clear? Does this make sense, Shiva?
Yeah.
All clear on moving data between on-prem and cloud now?
Yeah, like even for like a cloud to on-prem also the same, like instead
Same
of
thing, same thing, same thing,
same
same
thing,
thing.
right? Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So if
Yeah.
I want to do the same thing here and move my data from cloud to on-prem, I can show you the reverse also. Let's do one thing. Let me open the virtual machine, and let me delete this file. Yes. Now what I'll do, I'll go here. Let's create a new pipeline, not edit the same one. So here I'll say this is cloud to on-prem and minimize it. With the copy data activity, I already have the link services. Yes or no? I already have the link
Yeah.
services to the two locations. I can use the same link service. I'll click on new. Uh, so this time my data starts from the source is going to be my data lake storage. Click on continue.
Yeah.
In binary format, click on continue again. Let it be P2 source, pipeline to source. So I'll use the same link service and I'll select the location of my file, which is present in this data container, right? And this is sample text.txt, right? So either I can select the file also, I can click OK here also. But if I click OK, then I'll have to give a wildcard. All right, how is wildcard given? Let's see. So as of now, I have not selected any file name that needs to be moved, right? So that is why when I come here, which file to move, I can say wildcard file path. So what is the wildcard name? I can give star dot star. So what it will do? it'll copy all the files. If I do star.txt, it'll copy all the files that have a txt.txt extension. If I do star.csv, it'll copy all the CSV files, irrespective of their name. All right. If I do parquet, it will copy all the parquet files. So if I do star.star, this means CSV, parquet, whatever file format you have, whatever name you have, all the files will be copied. So let's try this with star.star. All right. And then when I go to sync, I'll say it's a file system now. Click on continue in binary format. The link service already exists that I created, and the location that I want to copy it in. Let's see. It'll take me to the root folder. If I want, I can create more folders inside it to show it to you here, but it will only take you to the folder, to whatever path you had put in the link service. It will only take you to that location. Yeah, so this is a root folder. I'll click on OK. Right, so see data, and it will be saved over here. If I want to give some other file name, I can do that also, right, because this is where it's going to be saved. Right, we'll let it be default. I'll click on OK. This is done. Let's publish the pipeline. Click on publish. Done. Let's trigger this. Trigger now. Okay. So from my C drive, right, I have already deleted the file. Now let's see what happens in the pipeline. The pipeline is running. Do the pipeline run. You just wait for it. Just wait for it. All right, so it says succeeded. So now if I open my virtual machine, so this is my virtual machine, I'll maximize it. So I'm within my VM. I'll go to C drive. I'll go to data. I'm able to see sample text. All right. Clear?
Got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Very simple process. So today we've completed what? How do you connect to on-prem and move your data? So now essentially what we have seen is all different ways to move your data, right? Cloud on-prem, right? Most of it done. From cloud to cloud, we saw different services moving the data, right? Now, for today, we'll stop here, right? I'm really sorry for the internet disconnectivity thing, but I think now it works fine. So I'll be using this machine only. So it will work. I don't think we'll face any issues later on, right? So from tomorrow onwards, very important. Please do not forget to join, right? We'll be starting with the transformations using data flows, right? We have to see various different transformations, right? What all are the capabilities of Data Factory, and then we'll move to tumbling window. Also, we'll move to, what do you call it? Incremental data loading, right? Using Azure Data Factory. How do you do incremental data loading with databases, also with files also in data lake, right? So if I want to do incremental data loading from one data lake to another location, or if I want to do incremental data loading from a database to another location, both of that also we'll need to see along with the different transformations. All right. So for today, we'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue from here.